Alright, sorry about that. Now, our first knot after we combined our two strings, make sure it's in your position where you want it, and of course, like before, tighten it up, good and secure, and then we do our next knot. Remember, we're doing 4 of these technically, but the first 3 are kind of a little bit closer together than the last one. So 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry, I forgot. I meant to do this one 4 times. Alright, again, these last knots are being done in 4s. So, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Push your string through. Pull it all the way through. You want to make sure you have it about ½ an inch apart on your spacing here. Doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of eye it. Grab again the bottom part, make sure you got it all tightened and neat. Alright, and there's our second knot. Time for a third one. 1, 2, 3, and 4 again. Alright. Again, pull it out, tighten it up. Make sure we have it about ½ an inch apart. Kind of eye it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Kind of wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Make sure everything is in its place like we want it. Pull good and tight. So we've got our 3 knots. Now, as you see here, we just did these 3. Now we're going to do this knot, which is anywhere from 3/4 or to 1 inch apart. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Stick your string through. We're almost done. And again, you want to make sure, like I said, because this is about ½ an inch, you want to do anywhere from 3/4 to almost an inch apart on this one. Alright. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And it's about right. Pull it tight. Alright. Now we're at the point where we're going to be making our cross. Alright. Now, this one takes a little bit of work because it's not easy for everybody to do, but it is kind of simple. If you want to kind of make sure that your cross stays out, I suggest doing like liquid starch to kind of give it that stiffness that you're not going to completely have. Or if you're doing this for like a younger group of kids that you might think that this part is a little bit too much for them, you can always buy the plastic cheap little crosses at the religious stores, and you can just attach, the cross at this end instead of making the cross with the string. But for those that are not, what you're going to do next is you have the rest of your long piece of string. You're going to grab the other end. Well, before we do that, we need to make the first knot that helps establish the top of our cross, which is a little bit over an inch down, but we'll get it there. Alright, so I'm holding it about a little bit of an inch down from where my last knot is. I'm wrapping it around 1, 2, 3, 4. And just to make the cross look a little bit more defined, we're going to do 2 of these knots. We want to make sure that these 2 knots are literally right next to each other, touching. I think it gives it a little bit more of a nicer look. So here we go. Here's our first knot, all nice and pretty, a little bit over an inch away from the last knot we did. Pull it tight and secure. Now we're going to do our next knot for our cross. We're going to do it, we want to make sure it's touching right next to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like we've done with all of our other ones, we're going to wrap the string around, pull it through, stretch it out so it looks like it's just twisted around the string. Now, if you feel like, you're not understanding, just rewind it and watch it over and over again until you feel comfortable. I'm going to keep pushing down. I'm going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Push down, push down. Alright. We got the 2 knots, as you can see. They're really close together. I mean, they're practically touching, and that's what you want to show. Alright. Now to do the next step of the rosary, you're going to need to take your string, connect the end piece of the long string up to the bottom of your last knot that you just did. You're going to pull it all the way down because you want to make sure you've got it evenly divided. Grab your scissors, cut it.